Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be doing an apple and cinnamon. What was that? Nope, just a shadow. Anyway, where was I? Apple and cinnamon mead. 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 Yes, mead.
Okay, so as Jerry said, we are making a apple and cinnamon mead. I say we, he's staying well away. So you're probably thinking, what is a mead? What is an apple and cinnamon mead? And well, this is one of the best recipes I've ever made. Okay, I've only been brewing for just over a year, but this is the best one, and I just had to record it and show you guys how to do it. This is it right here. Straight away, you get the cinnamon and the apple. It is so nice. It's sweet. It's almost Christmassy. Honestly, it's beautiful. Best one I've made. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So here we've got some honey. This is just wildflower honey. We've got 2 pounds of this. I'll show you a video now, but originally it was rock hard. Sometimes that happens with honey. All you have to do is kind of warm it up. I've just left it in some boiling water. And now look at it, it's quite runny, which is good. I think it's going to get messy though, that's the only problem. So we've got the honey, obviously we need the apple, just got, as does apple juice, we've got 4 litres of that. 4 litres of apple juice, has to be not from concentrate, so fresh apple juice. And then run through a bit of the other ingredients. I'm going to be using 71B, Lalvin 71B for the yeast. That's my chosen yeast. I've got yeast nutrient to give them yeasties a good little start in life. I've got pectolase to give it a nice flavour, enhance the flavours and clear it out. And I've got wine tannin just to put that nice feel on the mouth when we drink it. So run through the equipment. Funnel, a 1 gallon demijohn, that's a UK gallon. We've got something to get the liquid out so we can put it into the hydrometer and get a reading. Got teaspoon, airlock and bung, and then I've just got some masking tape and a pen to write on here what it is, what the original gravity is, and the date we started it. So without further ado, let's get to it. So I'm going to put 1 litre of apple juice in first, and while I'm doing that I'm just going to tell you a little bit about mead. Some of you might be asking, what is mead? Effectively, mead is a wine, it's a honey wine, whereas most wines are made from grapes, so they use the grape juice, they add yeast, turns it into wine. Effectively all you need is a sugar, and then add yeast, and then you turn it into alcohol. We're just replacing the sugar in the grape juice with honey. So honey's got loads of sugar in it. So we're putting that in with our juice, and then we're going to make a mead. So when it is a honey and apple juice, it's called a Cyser. So an apple mead Cyser or an apple Cyser, depending on what you want to call it. But traditional mead would be as simple as honey, water, yeast. Done. That's your mead. That's your basic traditional mead. But we're going to do it with apple juice. So let's pop that in, hoping it goes down nicely. So you can get some sweet meads, you can get dry meads, you can get strong meads up to like 18%. I've made some of them and they're not for me. I don't like them, they're too strong. Even if you sweeten them as best you can. So I like to go for around a range of 11 to 14% ABV. And this one should hopefully turn out around 13-14%. This is the bad thing about using a funnel, but it is what it is, we get by. I'll come back to you when I've got the honey in there. So the last bit of the honey is still in this container, but fear not, because we are going to put the apple juice in here now, so hopefully wash it all out, because we pay for that honey. We're going to bloody make the most of it. So I'm going to pop that in here, try and get all the honey I can around. What you can also do, I'll tell you what we'll do actually. I'm going to put some of the other ingredients in now, and then I can use that spoon. So we're going to put the wine tannin in. Doesn't matter what order you put it in, as long as you put it in. I'm going to use a quarter of a teaspoon of wine tannin, followed by, I'm going to go half a teaspoon of yeast nutrient. There we go, half a teaspoon of yeast nutrient, then a teaspoon of pectolase, I'm going to hold fire on the yeast for now, but I'm not going to hold fire on this. Right, let's use the spoon, because I don't think I need the spoon anymore, to collect the rest of the honey around here. Sod it. Let's put some more apple juice in there, shall we? What could possibly go wrong? Boom. Ooh, that's getting close. Please don't forget that everything must be sanitised. When I first started brewing, well, when I first done my ever brew, when I was probably about 19 with my dad, we did a simple cider, and it turned out horrible. And I look back now, and I think the reason for that is because I wasn't bothered about sanitising. I wasn't bothered about the cleanliness. It was just make alcohol as quick as you can. But now I realise that everything must be very, very clean and sanitised, because a lot of nasties can get in your brew and they can completely change the flavour and, let's be honest, make you ill. So that's why we do it. Right, let's pop this in. Oh my lord, we're spilling it. Gotta be quicker. Right, the majority of honey is in there. We've got 1 more litre of apple juice and then the yeast to go. But I'm going to put the majority of this 1 litre in now. Let's see if I can scrape some of that down. I need more hands. I don't know why I'm doing that. Like, I'm so tight. I just want every bit of honey in there. Everything I paid for, I want it in there now. I don't want to lose any. Right, let's keep that back. That is looking good. Right, let's take a reading once we've shaken it up and make sure it's all dissolved in. So, hopefully take this off easy. Perfect. Let's put you there. Oh, perfect. Right, put the bow on. I'm going to shake. This might take a while because I need to get that honey dissolved into the apple juice. So we're just going to start off shaking it like this. Little workout. You can do it up here. You can do it up here or here. Doesn't matter where you do it, just shake it and get it dissolved. So I'm going to do this about 10,000 times and I'll see you when I've done that. 9,998, 9,999, 10,000. Okay, maybe I didn't do it 10,000 times, but it did feel like it, because one thing I would advise is warm the apple juice up slightly, because it helps dissolve the sugar, because I didn't do that and it's taken almost forever. I can't see any honey at the bottom, so I'm hoping it is all dissolved in. But now we've done that, it's time for a reading. Probably wondering how you get that to look like this. Well, I'm going to show you, so don't panic. We'll get there, just give it time. Right, we are floating, so I'm going to take a reading. What did I say I hoped it would be? 1.100. I'm a goddamn genius. 1.100, bang on! So, yeah, slightly leaning, but it is, yeah, 1.100. Oh, I'm so glad. Perfect, right, okay. Perfect amount of honey, perfect amount of apple juice. I've got sticky hands, brilliant. Right, so now it's all sanitised, so we ain't got to worry about contaminating anything. It can go back in. What I will say is, don't forget to write down your original gravity reading. Now I'm just going to do that now. 1.100. There we go. I've written it down on my phone. I'm also going to write it on a label on here, or a bit of masking tape as I use. So, oh, actually, just realised I haven't used all the apple juice. And we're at 1.100. If I add that now, that could potentially change the sugar content. So I'm not going to. It means I can drink this now. Yeah, if you're doing it, just put 4 litres of apple juice. Right. Now to add the yeast. So like I said, I'm using Lalvin 71B. This has an alcohol tolerance of up to 14%. Not that it's going to go higher than that, or hopefully not, with a original gravity reading of 1.100. I've got about half a packet in here, because I used another half for another brew. Another half? The other half for the other brew. Just going to pour it in, trying to avoid the sides. There we go. Right. Boop. Put the bung in. Bung the bung in. There we go. Just going to give it a little shake, get the yeast moving about, even though it will do it itself, but I just feel like I'm helping them. Doing my bit for the yeasty environment. There we go. Right. So that is ready to sit in a dark room or dark cupboard. Around 15 Celsius to 20 Celsius is perfect. If it goes any lower, it'll be just a bit slower fermentation. Mead does take a while. You'll notice that the higher the alcohol, the longer it will take to ferment. So we probably will be looking at anywhere between 3 weeks to maybe 5. But yeah, we'll see how it does. You're probably thinking, oh hang on, I thought he was making an apple and cinnamon mead. Where's the cinnamon? Hold fire, because what we're going to do, we're going to wait for this to ferment out, and then I'm going to add some cinnamon sticks and some dried apple slices at the second stage of fermentation, and then that should bring out the flavours perfectly. So I will see you then. Here we go then, the apple Cyser mead, the apple and cinnamon mead, which it will be. Guess how long it's been? 7 weeks. Okay, it's been 7 weeks. I waited for... Did that just bubble? I waited for minimal activity. I know when I've done this before it did take a while, about 2 months in total, for it to fully ferment. But the plan today, I'm going to be taking a reading, see where we're at. If it's good, if it's near to being done, then we will be adding some cinnamon and some apple slices. And if it's not ready yet, if it's too high, if the gravity reading's too high, then we will be letting it sit some more. So, without further ado, let's get to the gravity reading. So, as always, I've got my trusty turkey baster to get the brew out, and my hydrometer here. Just want to get enough brew into this so the hydrometer floats. We're floating! Just. Might put a little bit more just for the hell of it. Right, let's have a look, see where we're at. This looks promising already, to be fair. You can see it's in the yellow of my hydrometer. Why does it never turn the way you want it to? Here we go. It's 1.002. That's fine. That's good. We can add the cinnamon and the apple slices. So I've got a sanitised wide mouth fermenter. Why is it wide mouth? Well, I need to get the cinnamon and the apple slices in as well as out. Can't be doing that in this one. So, because it's all been sanitised, I am going to just carefully pour this in. Now that can go away to one side. Before I start pouring in, I'm going to talk to you about ingredients. So, cinnamon sticks, very important. Go to your Asian market. Honestly, these are from my local Asian market and they smell amazing. They're so good. They're like genuine cinnamon sticks. The ones you get in the supermarket, they're not even real cinnamon. Right, they're fake cinnamon. I think they're Cassia or something. But these 100% cinnamon bark and they smell amazing and they infuse brilliantly. So do get them from your local Asian market or someone that you know that you can trust. As for the apple slices, I've got my own apple slices that I dried myself. I ended up slicing them very thinly, putting them in the air fryer and dehydrate for a few hours, and yeah, they're nice and dry. They're good to nibble on actually, nice snacks. But these are my brewing ones, so yeah, ready to go with them. That's what we're going to add. So we're going to add two cinnamon sticks, not the whole pack, 2 cinnamon sticks. And last time I did this recipe, I added about 15 apple slices. Of course, that can vary on what type of apple you're drying, you know, how thinly you slice the apples, but I'll show you how thin these are. I mean, yeah, about 15 of them, alright. Let's get to siphoning. Haven't got my auto siphon, I've given up with that because I had so much trouble with it. So we're going back to the manual auto siphon. Manual siphon. There we go. Return of the honey pot. That up there, got to be higher. I'm not too bothered about getting any of the least in here because I'll be racking it again, but try and avoid it where you can. Get all that sanitizer fluid out. Right, we're in. And we is away. I will see you when this has been siphoned. There we go. So, not too bothered about headspace right now. Right, let's add these in. So, remember, sanitised hands, 2 cinnamon sticks. I'm not going to be fussy. Flipping out they're good. 2 in. 15 apple slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 14, 15. Now, all we're going to do, put the lid on, seal it up. I'm going to label this in a minute so I don't get mixed up. I shouldn't do because it's the only one I've got apple slices and cinnamon sticks in, but you never know. I'm just going to give it a little stir and then we're going to let this sit for about 2 weeks to infuse. I want to do 2 weeks. Cinnamon's quite a strong infuser, so you leave it any more and it will overpower everything. So we're going to go 2 weeks and then we will do what we will do. We will do a stop the fermentation. We're going to add some fermentation stopper into it. But yeah, leave it 2 weeks to infuse, and I'll be back then. Right, it has been 2 weeks and 1 day. I went 1 day over. I just finished work. It's just the way it's happened. Doesn't matter. 1 or 2 days ain't gonna matter. So I'm gonna take it off. So the plan today is to take this and rack it into here. So it just leaves the apple and the cinnamon in there, and then I've got the actual mead in this demijohn, and then I'll be adding a fermentation stopper, so there's no more fermentation. Clues in the name, I guess. And then down the line, not today, because I'll leave it probably 2 days until I'm off work again, and then I will be adding some honey to it to back sweeten it. But for now, let's get to racking. Right, let us begin. Got my siphon here. We have liftoff. So we have racked it into here. What is crazy to see is how much we've lost. That's from racking, but also how much the apples have actually taken in and obviously swollen up when they've rehydrated. It's fine, not the end of the world, because this is all the good stuff. That's what we're after. So I'm just going to take a little reading, gravity reading, because I wanted to see where we're at. It's probably fermented a little bit due to the sugars in the apple, but not a great deal. It does smell boozy, but like with a apple and cinnamon scent as well. But that's exactly what we're after. That's good. So we're floating. Let's see where we're at. Okay, 1.000. That's good. That's fine. Not a problem there. So I'm just going to pour this back in, because it's all been sanitised. The hydrometer has been sanitised, and obviously this demijohn was sanitised. Right, I'm going to put these to one side because I don't need these. Be right back. Just went to get a few more bits of equipment. So I've got this Young's fermentation stopper wine stabiliser, okay? This is a wine after all, it's just a honey wine. It says add 1 gram, half a teaspoon, per gallon. So I'm just going to go under half a teaspoon. It's not the end of the world. And I've also got a bung. So I'm going to try and get in there without it overflowing. The reason we're doing this is if we didn't do it, there's obviously yeast still in here, alive, waiting for sugar, waiting to nibble on some sugar to make some alcohol and carbon dioxide. So if we add honey to back sweeten it, then it's just going to eat all the honey, turn it into alcohol, and you know that's not the mead we're trying to make. We're not trying to make a really strong mead. We're not trying to make bottle bombs, for instance, because if we put all that honey in and then down the line we bottled it, it's just going to create huge like bottle bombs, and we don't want that. So yeah, this is effectively stopping the yeast reproducing and going to be stabilising them. So there we go. Might even put a bit less actually. There we go. We'll put that much in. There we go. You can hear all the yeast screaming. So it does say add to your vessel and swirl well daily for 2 to 3 days. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give it a little swirl now. I'll put the bung on. And then we're just going to give it a little swirl. I've also forgot that I've got to add a Camden tablet. Well, not actually one. Whether you do not sniff these because they really hit the back of your throat. I made a mistake of that earlier. So I'm just going to get one. You can already smell it now, to be fair. So one crushed tablet does a gallon. We haven't got quite a gallon, but I will put one in. So I'm just going to crush it between 2 teaspoons. And then simply pour in to our brew. Right, put the bung on. Bung the bung in. Just going to give it a little swirl just to mix it up. Don't forget, we're gonna be doing this exact sort of swirl for the next 2 days. Got a lovely colour, hasn't it? Look at that. Not vigorous. You don't want to be shaking the whole demijohn. You are just swirling it. And what we'll do in probably 2 or 3 days, so 2 days of swirling, and then I will come back and I will be adding some honey back to the mixture to sweeten it, but we will get to that next. So yeah, I'll see you back here in about 2 or 3 days. Right, it has been 3 days since I added the fermentation stopper and the Camden tablet. The colour has changed slightly. It's all settled. I've been stirring it daily. I didn't stir it yesterday because I wanted everything to settle. I've given it 24 hours to settle at the bottom, because today I'm going to be racking it into this pitcher here, which is a 5 litre pitcher, and then I will be adding some honey to back sweeten it. And this is called Honeymakers Cotswold Lime Flower Honey. I'll show it there, you can get a good angle at it. I actually got this on Amazon, but I've had this one before and it's beautiful, so we're going to add that to it. But first we have to rack it, and in order to do that I need my siphon. So I'm just going to get the bucket to elevate it a bit, and then I will start racking. So don't forget that everything I'm using right now has been sanitised. So I've sanitised the pitcher, the siphon sanitised, and I have, ahead of time, sanitised some bottles, which I'm going to be putting this in eventually. I want a spoon to mix it all in. But for now, let's rack this into the pitcher. I'll just show you what I've got left. I've mixed it around so it's all a different colour now, but that's all we're losing, which is good. And I'll show you what we've got left. Right, there we go. It is in the pitcher. Once it settles, I'll let you know how much we've got. It smells very boozy at the moment, but it will do because it's new. Obviously, with age, it will get the smell and the taste that we really want. But what are we at? 3,800 millilitres. Putting some honey in it will pop it up. I'm going to go just shy, so I'm going to go about 300 grams of this honey, and I've got my big spoon to stir it. I'm just going to do little by little. So remember, adding this now, it won't ferment because we've added the fermentation stopper and the Camden tablet, so that means all the yeasties are paused, they're not going to do their work. They've shut down for business, which means we can add the sugar being this honey. So it won't re-ferment, just got to stir it in, gently does it. And don't forget, by all means try a bit, and if it's not sweet enough, add some more. Obviously do it that way round. Don't put too much in and then go, oh no, it's too sweet, because you can't take it back, unfortunately. Just do little by little. Good thing is, I've done this recipe before, and I know that I used a whole one of these last time to sweeten it, and it was perfect. But I did have a lot more volume of mead than I have got here, so that's why I haven't put the whole thing in. But I'll taste it once it's all mixed in, and we will see if I need to add any more. Do I risk putting more honey in? Put a little bit more in. What does that leave me with? Right, we stir again. Good way of telling if all the honey has dissolved is you should see it stick to the bottom. If there's none stuck to the bottom, then it's all dissolved in basically. Right, we'll do another tasting in a moment. Let's go again. Now that's good. I will most certainly take that. It tastes very, very similar to the first batch I've made. So I'm not going to add any more honey in there. Obviously add the honey to your taste. I've added, yeah, probably just about 3. If you can see it there. What's that? Probably is about 300, about 40 grams left. So I'll put that away. I'll use that to sweeten other things or on my toast. And now we are going to bottle. So just got some recycled wine bottles here, and it's just a case of using the siphon again. Put that in there, make sure to elevate it, and yeah, what I'm going to do, pop that in there, fill it up, and then cut it off with a little switch here. I've got a bottling one, but I'm not going to use that today. Just easier to use this for now. Yeah, I'm going to cut it off and then fill up some more bottles. So how many have I got? I've got now about 3,900. So what should we say with that? We're going to go about 5 bottles, but I've also got a small small wine bottle, a little 35ml that I want to fill up. Right, I've got my siphon in the pitcher, got the end of it in this bottle, and I'm ready to start siphoning. There we go, we're siphoning. I'm trying to keep it down to one side so there's not much bubbles in it, not letting it splash directly into the bottle. I'll be back when I've got all my bottles done. So there we go, I've bottled it. I had some left over, so I've just had to pour myself a glass. Beautiful. This is the bottle. Obviously clarity could be better, but with time that's going to settle. I would suggest leaving them upright like that. There may well be some particles at the bottom. It's still got quite a bit of oxygen in there, so it might be worth leaving the lid slightly off just so it degasses. That's not it fermenting, that's just where we've mixed it in, where it's had that fermentation in there. It's just got a few bits of oxygen in there. Not the end of the world. So how many bottles did I get? I got 4 750ml bottles, and then I've got, what's this one? 2 200ml bottles, and a little bit left over for me right now. But yeah, that is how you make an apple and cinnamon mead, or an apple and cinnamon Cyser. Cheers.